I just bought this high-class PSA case off the internet, and in today's video, we're going to take a good look at it, see all the different quirks, and see if it truly is a high-class PSA card experience. But before we get started, as always, roll that intro. Hey Gengar Gang, what is going on? My name is Ryan, this is the Analytic Gengar, and welcome to another video. In today's video, friends, a unboxing and review of the high-class PSA case from Palms Off Gaming. So, a little bit of context for you. I bought this off the internet because they have done a good job of getting onto my timeline. So, in case you don't know, Black Card X is a website that recently popped up. They seem like they know what they're doing, and you know, it seems like a really cool shop. I don't have much of an affiliation with them aside from the business that I've given them, and I bought a whole bunch of stuff with the intention of reviewing, looking at, poking, prodding, and hopefully finding some really cool things out. I bought this because folks have been raving about it. It is a limited edition PSA case that is meant to hold 3 rows of up to 20 PSA graded cards each. It has a polyester felt inside cover and a deluxe textured PU leather exterior, which you can see it looks almost like a little beaded exterior. So it's a really cool looking case. Black Card X, like I said, and forgive me if I'm wrong, to my knowledge, they recently popped up and they have been doing really well in terms of, putting out some high quality products. And so in today's video, what I wanted to do was get one of these guys opened up and then take a look at them. And then of course I do have some PSA slabs off to the side over here, and so my hope is that we will be able to actually see how this stuff behaves. Now, a couple of quick things as I get this thing open. First, I'm not sponsored by them. Just want to make that abundantly clear. I paid with my own money, used my own personal name and everything, so this wasn't sent to me as some sort of motivation to get this stuff out there. I bought one of these because I wanted one of these, because everybody on Facebook, whenever the owner posts, is raving about this. So that is the main reason why I went ahead and bought this, not necessarily because I was hoping to get it for free or because it was provided to me. And as a result, hopefully, this will be a entirely unbiased opinion. So first thing I notice as we go ahead and get the holder open, it's actually quite wieldy. As you can see, it's pretty large. I would estimate it to be about a foot's width, and it's pretty thick too, so it's a nice box. The weight on it is also pretty premium feeling. It definitely has a nice weight to it, and that makes me very happy. As I push in on the sides here, there is no play. Now, why does that mean anything? The first thing is obviously impact. So, if you're going to have your cards in something like this, I assume they're going to be at least easily accessible. And so you want something a little bit harder to sort of protect your cards, just in the off event it falls or tumbles or something like that. The other thing is that my usual method for storing PSA graded cards is usually something to the effect of these cardboard boxes. They are very good for what they're worth, and just so everyone's aware, I do recommend them because they're very cheap, they can hold a lot of cards, and more importantly, they're not custom fitted so that they can hold things like BGS, SGC, CGC. This, however, at least according to its specific label, says very clearly it's designed for PSA cards. Will it hold other cards? I will certainly let you know if I get a chance to do so. So, as I go ahead and pop this open now, you'll notice that it's magnetic. So one of the things is that it's a nice little flap, and then that's like a nice sound, you know what I mean? So I do like that. It's a very premium sounding feature, obviously driven by magnets. The inside cover is that felt PU, and then let's go ahead and origami this thing out a little bit. So as you can see, the inside is this soft felt, which again is very premium. One thing to note is that just like suede, shoes, it does have that sort of ability to kind of streak across. So I guess some people might find that annoying, but it's very premium looking. Here's the Palms Off logo again, so that's really nice. And then here you are with the back half of this as well. So it kind of basically works just like one of those ETB sleeves. It kind of just encapsulates the entire thing. On the inside of this, what you'll find is 3 gel silica packets. And then, yeah, that's really it. I mean, there's not much to this aside from the normal everyday stuff that you might see. I'm gonna go ahead and unfold it now, and we're gonna focus in on this middle area right here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the gel silica, which I believe just keeps things fresh and not dank up in there. And then, finally but not least, the last thing I have right over here is a bunch of PSA cards. So, the one thing that I wanted to do is go ahead and just cram, quite literally, 20 PSA cards in there. And boom. All right, so I'm gonna actually do something that I uncharacteristically don't do and stand up as well as get a different angle on this thing. So here is what the overall item looks like. As you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and lap that over and give you a little bit of a 360 go around on this. So as you can see, the nice sides, like I said, very nice textured feeling. Obviously you wouldn't want this to turn upside down with cards in it, so not going to do that. But you can see, and I can get really close, it has a very nice textured feel to it, premium stitching, which again, I really appreciate, especially coming from like a cardboard type of setup. This is a nice change of pace. And as you can see, here is the front of it. It says limited edition, Palms Off Gaming. I guess the one thing I would say is, hey, you know, it's a nice tight seal, but I guess it's a bit of a awkward pain, at least with one hand, to get this thing open. You fold it open, again, really nice. You can see right here the entirety of the thing, and then it kind of like folds outward. It's gonna attack my background, but that's quite all right. And then here are the cards. So this is 20, right? Just for proof. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Yes. So that is 20 cards. So that's one thing to know, right? If I jiggle this thing a little bit back and forth, there is a little bit of play. I assume that was done specifically with the intention of making sure that you were able to get your, you know, protectors on this thing or anything of the sort, right? If you notice, I can't fit a finger in there. So the, you know, the space in there is minimal at best, and I would even argue you could probably slide in one more card, so it could hold 63 cards if you were really pressed. And then just as an example, right over here, I have the Dark Magician Girl from a completely different video, and you can see it. This is from my most recent mail day, which you can definitely go check out right here. But as you can see, it does not fit. It will not fit. It should not fit, right? These are designed just for PSA, and therefore, you know, there is a very strong, like, that will just not go in. So, you know, in case you were curious, a case like this, while awesome because it has the ability to hold your PSA cards, definitely has a little bit of a restriction, in as much as you're certainly not going to be getting any kind of other cards in there. So my thoughts on this particular item: it's very premium, and I like that. One of the reasons why I even chose to buy something like this is because I'm a big fan of PSA. And so I knew kind of going in that the DMG SGC slab wasn't going to fit in there. But I don't care, because 9 times out of 10, I'm not buying SGC slabs. As many of you know, I literally only probably do PSA like 99% of the time. And then, honestly, for whatever else I get graded, it's really not that big a deal, because for the most part, I have tons of those cardboard PSA or graded card holders that I could probably, you know, just use for the sake of holding my collection. But I do realize and recognize that some people want a little bit something more premium, especially for the items in their collection that mean a lot to them, either through the derived value of fair market value, or because, hey, it's a special card and you want to keep it in a special location. So I definitely think if you're in that particular market, this is something that you can definitely get your hands on. It's really premium. It's really well built. Again, with 2 hands, this becomes becomes a lot easier to open up. If I could give one bit of feedback, it'd be maybe give like a little kick or a little lip over here that you can get a finger under, unless there is one that I'm missing. Yeah, so there isn't. And again, what that means is that this is a really nice tight seal, but at the same time, it would be nice if you didn't have to pry at it. And then other than that, yeah, 60 cards easy. There's just enough space that you will be able to use something like a perfect fit sleeve in order to also do something like that. And as a matter of fact, I'll be right back because we are going to test that. Okay, friends, and we are back. I have some of my, well, these are the reserves. These are some, you know, OG Gold Stars, and they each have the perfect fit tapered sleeve on them. So these are the sleeves that are borderline custom built for PSA slabs. You can see they fit very, very tightly down the sides. I've done a review on them. I'll leave a link and a pop-up in the card right now. Now let's see if they hold with a sleeve on them, because that's something that I'm very interested in. Ooh, okay, all right, so right here we have those cards now in there. Let's go ahead and close this. As you can see, they're actually sitting just a little bit higher, and I think I'm dumb because I never took out that silica, so that's, yep, that could be why that's happening. All right, this is why I'm not sponsored, by the way. Okay, so here we are, and as you can see, side-by-side comparison, they are sitting just slightly higher, and then if I lock the box, we're all good in the hood, right? So I don't think that's really the issue. The only issue I could see with something like this is when I take these guys out, those little lips are definitely kicked up a little bit. So do bear that in mind. That is something I guess you'll have to compete with. You end up in like this weird like pointy realm where like they get compressed and then they turn into like these little spikes. But honestly, I don't really see that as much of a problem if you want to have your cards really well protected, because honestly they will hold in place, they will look very good, and I just genuinely think that even if you have the sleeves on them, it's really not that big a deal. Do bear in mind that cards without sleeves do tend to scratch a lot easier. The main reason for that is because each of these cards is slabbed in acrylic, and unfortunately that acrylic is prone to two things: cracking and scratching. So you do want to be very mindful. This case does a great job of addressing the first part, which is the cracking, by giving a soft and plush interior, and the scratching part, which, you know, again, is very well protected, because that soft interior, assuming it ever, you know, it never gets any kind of contaminant in it, will be a very good way of storing your cards. The issue, however, is that there is a little bit of wiggle room that will occasionally cause some bumping that could lead to scratches on your slabs. And the other thing to bear in mind is that without a sleeve, when you take these things out to observe them, your fingers could end up being the reason they get scratched, smudged, etc., etc. So I guess you want to take that into consideration if you're thinking about buying something like this. One of the main reasons why I very strongly recommend these is because even though you can get PSA cards re-slabbed, it is an expensive thing, and it's kind of silly given how, you know, you could most definitely just avoid the entire situation in its totality by just keeping, you know, a fresh slab sleeved up and protected. But if you're looking for something like this, there's tons of compatibility here. Again, you can do unsleeved cards, you can do sleeved cards, and trust me, replacing a sleeve is a lot cheaper than replacing an entire slab, or risking damaging a card, especially when it's something like, you know, an old school gold star that is a gem mint 10 with a recent cert. Like, those types of things you definitely don't want to have to run into, and something like this will keep your cards very clearly visible and manageable, while at the same time very easily allowing you to take a peek at your cards whenever you want, or anything of the sort. But with all that said, friends, that is my review of the Palms Off Gaming PSA case. I think overall it's a great case. It has tons of different really premium features that I think many collectors will really like. Again, part of the reason why I bought this is because this thing is, I think, over $4,000 if not more, and it just sits in a cardboard box. and that's maybe not the best thing to do. So what I decided is, you know, something like this is a good enough case, and I definitely think it's more than good enough. It's actually a really, really nice case. If I had to nitpick, you know, there would definitely be the need for a little lip here, and then if I also had to nitpick, I would say, hey, it is kind of weird that you get these little spiky things after you push the case down, but honestly, again, like I said, it's so much easier to go ahead and replace the sleeve on this thing than it is to replace, you know, what is arguably a very expensive card. So, you know, it's one of those things. I genuinely believe that there is tons of great reasons to buy something like this, and honestly, Palms Off Gaming, hats off to you, because you all made a really great product that I think a lot of collectors will hopefully appreciate, especially for their PSA graded cards. But with all that said, friends, thanks again for checking out another video. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, or you like anything that you saw in today's video, definitely feel free to leave a like. And if you're not already, hey, subscribe to the Gengar Gang to join our happy little community. I do tons of videos like this, and there's tons more in my TCG Toolkit playlist where I do reviews and how-tos, so definitely feel free to check those out. But other than that, friends, thank you again for your viewership as always, and we will talk soon. Peace.